3 weeks post-trade, D'Angelo Russell returned to LA, and LeBron James was noticeably fired up, defending D like it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals. We haven't seen Bron in such a stance in over a decade, and he had the dunk of the year over Dow. When they squared off, Russell and LeBron acted as if they hadn't been teammates 3 weeks earlier. So why is LeBron so tense? In a one-point game at the end, Glow had a chance for revenge with a three-pointer but missed. To avoid post-game handshakes, Bron made a beeline for the locker room while Glow shared a moment with Austin, his other former teammates. Where was LeBron? The saddest part is that Glow might be the biggest LeBron admirer in the entire league. He recalls how emotional he felt watching Bron play for the first time as a child, saying, "I remember crying vividly, and that was when I realized this is where I want to be. He inspires me without knowing it, and now he's breaking my heart without even realizing it." It's no wonder that a few games later, after performing well, Glow threw a bit of shade at LeBron and the Lakers, stating, "I'll never take playing free basketball like this for granted again. We have the best performance team. They keep guys fresh and in shape. This is free basketball, no longer hindered by LeBron." So what went down between these two? The Lakers clearly drafted Russell in 2015, which meant he had to share the court with another dominant player, Kobe Bryant. However, 2 years later, he was traded to Brooklyn after an incident involving Nick Young cheating on his girlfriend. At that time, Magic Johnson remarked that D'Angelo is an outstanding player and expressed gratitude for his contributions while mentioning the need for a leader. The young player faced criticism from legends almost every day, but the situation with LeBron began when he returned to the Lakers in 2023, during which LA found themselves in 13th place. Despite this, Glow excelled, averaging 17 points with 6 assists while shooting 41% from three-point range. LA managed to sneak into the playoffs as the 7th seed, yet in the crucial moments, he was targeted on defense by the Denver Nuggets, who scored on him consistently. This could have been just a bad performance, and perhaps with another opportunity, Glow might translate his regular season success into the playoffs. Indeed, last year, the Lakers wouldn't have reached the playoffs without D'Angelo Russell. He was one of only 5 top players last season with at least 18 points, 6 assists, and 3 three-pointers made in the regular season. Without LeBron and a D, he scored 44 against the Milwaukee Bucks, leading to an upset over the defending champion Celtics. However, his first-round series against the Nuggets turned out to be one of the worst of his career when the Lakers needed him the most. 3 and 5 combined 2 for 16 from 3. It was at that moment I think LeBron was finished with D'Angelo Russell, because he doesn't care how likable you are off the court in the locker room or how much the fans adore you, like when they traded for Isaiah Thomas in Cleveland, who was washed right before the trade deadline. LeBron had a big game-winning shot in overtime and completely ignored him during the celebration. It was subtle but a clear message to the front office: get this guy off my team. Sure enough, the next day he was traded. LeBron cannot tolerate players whose game he doesn't respect, and if you believe he respected D's game, well, think again. In a close game, LA gets the steal for an easy 2-on-1 break, but Glow misses an easy shot, and look at LeBron glaring at him. In overtime, they need a bucket, and Glow is just not in sync, leading LeBron to think, "Oh my God, this is just like Isaiah Thomas all over again." Dwight Howard recognized this and decided enough was enough. So what lies ahead for D'Angelo Russell? Remember, the exact same scenario occurred with him on the Timberwolves. They were down late in Game 6 against Memphis, the biggest game of the year, and Glow got benched for his backup Jordan McLaughlin. He later remarked, "I felt held back there, honestly. I felt I had to be the third option. Some nights I was a bit more aggressive, but, I was being restrained, really." Yes, this is a pattern for him. He shines in the regular season, underperforms in the playoffs, and then blames the team afterward. It's due to the fact that one-dimensional players become more noticeable in the playoffs when top NBA defenses can strategize against them every night. So which contender is going to look at D'Angelo Russell now and think, what we really need is that guy? Nobody. Therefore, I believe he'll end up with a deal worth around $7 or $8 million a year on a bad team like the Wizards or Nets. Currently, Glow is in a contract year and anticipates earning double-digit millions. At one point, max offers were even mentioned. This offseason, we can expect considerable frustration, disappointment, and outrageous comments from D'Angelo Russell as he comes to grips with what the NBA currently thinks of him at this stage in his career, much like Jordan Poole 2.0. Is that what he means by playing with freedom? Does he enjoy being free in Brooklyn, a team lacking expectations? Perhaps he simply appreciates having the ball, scoring points, cashing million-dollar checks. And honestly, I can't blame him. That does sound like an appealing lifestyle. However, the era of D'Lo as an NBA star is definitely over, and LeBron James is aware of this. He doesn't want anything to do with it. The other day, LeBron wanted D'Lo to understand this in LA. It was as if it were a Game 7 situation to remind him of his standing. It's ruthless, but it's the reality. So what options does LeBron have now? Is trading D'Angelo Russell going to create a significant impact? Well, they dealt D'Angelo Russell, along with Maxwell Lewis, and 3 second-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. However, that's nowhere near sufficient. They require a significant change. But will the Lakers take action? For the past 3 trade windows, Rob Pelinka has been inactive 23 offseason, 24 deadline, 24 offseason, and LeBron is losing his patience. Every year, he makes some passive-aggressive gesture about a trade. Remember last year when he attended a Knicks game dressed in their colors and did the post-game interview with a Knicks towel draped over his shoulders, implying he might join the Knicks if they aren't careful? He's already doing similar things this year, claiming, "That's just how our team's constructed. We don't have room for error." Yes, we get it. LeBron, he's essentially urging the front office to assist him immediately. What do they need? Wing defense, ball handling, and a backup center. However, few believe they'll sacrifice their future to aid this mediocre basketball team. I understand it sounds absurd, and everyone admires Steve Curry for advising against sacrificing the future. But why? What's the purpose of having LeBron James if they're only assembling a subpar squad that's bound to lose? At that point, trading both LeBron and a D would expedite the rebuilding process, but it's unlikely they'd consider that. Therefore, they should fully commit. The worst outcome would be inaction, because trading LeBron and a D won't kickstart a rebuild, nor will going all in to support them. They're simply wasting valuable years. I understand why LeBron is quite angry at the moment, but it's unfortunate for D'Lo that he directed all his frustration towards him. On the topic of superstar trades, Kevin Durant is going to be the focal point of discussions shortly, because even if the Suns manage to execute this Jimmy Butler deal, they will face significant challenges in this Western Conference. Therefore, Durant has an important choice to make this offseason, and if he doesn't re-sign, it will spark KD watch across the NBA. I considered potential destinations for him moving forward,